Okay, so page 31, number 13. We want to identify angle measure that's more easily for us to interpret. So we'll subtract 2 pi, so same thing as minus 6 pi over 3. And now once we do that, we get 5. Oh, sorry. Okay. Then we get 11 over 3 minus 6 over 3. We get 5 pi over 3. So this is equivalent to 11 pi over 3, but just a little bit easier for us to know where to look. So cosine of 5 pi over 3. We know that lands nicely in the fourth quadrant. Cosine of 5 pi over 3, we simply just look at the x value, 1/2. Okay. These look like we're subtracting, but that's just a really long negative sign here. So maybe put parentheses around it, easier to interpret. So we want to find sine of negative 390. Negative 390 is not as easily for us to know where that is without making some adjustments. So we'll go ahead and do what with it? Make it easier to interpret. Add what? Add 360, okay. So if I add 360, I get negative 30. Negative 30 is still outside of my range, so I'll add 360 again. And now I get 330. Okay, so now sine of 330. Right, we know that is in the fourth quadrant. That's going to be similar to that pi over 6. That's the angle that's closest to the x-axis. And we're just going to locate the y value, negative 1/2. Okay. Tangent of 1305, that's a really large angle. We'll just subtract 360 multiple times until we get it into a range between 0 and 360. So 1305 minus 360, minus 360, minus 360. Okay, I have 225 there. Okay, tangent is y over x. So if you locate 225, you're just going to subtract y over x. They're both negatives. They're both exactly the same as each other. So if I divide these two, I just get 1. Okay. 19 pi over 6, not inside my interval, so I'll go ahead and subtract 2 pi until I can locate it. Match my denominator of 6. So 7 pi over 6. That's in the third quadrant. Cosecant is related to sine, so I just need to find the y value. The y value is negative 1/2, but that's the sign, right? Cosecant means I'm going to flip that fraction. So instead of negative 1/2, I'll make it 2 over negative 1, which is the same thing as negative 2. Okay, next up, secant of negative 135. So negative 135 plus 360. $225 again. I know this is related to cosine, which is related to x, so I'm going to locate the x value at 225. And secant means I got to flip cosine. Flip the x. Go ahead and rationalize the denominator. I get negative root 2. Finally, cotangent of negative 3 pi over 2, that's outside of my interval. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 pi. So 2 pi with 2 in the denominator means it's going to be 4 pi over 2, which is just going to be pi over 2. Pi over 2 is 90-degree angle. So cotangent is x over y, right? Tangent is y over x, cotangent is x over y. So x over y, 0 over 1, that's a real number. 0 over 1 is 0. Okay, any questions? Now, you guys filled out the unit circle from yesterday. Can you guys take that out? I just want to go over a couple of things here involving signs, involving something that will help us quickly identify the signs for these trig functions. So if you guys can create this little this quadrant here and then have it as ASTC. So your unit circle completion from yesterday, ASTC. Okay, this is an imperfect acronym here, but all students take calculus. Okay, ASTC. Okay, so what this tells us, what this allows us to quickly identify the signs involving for all the trig functions. Basically, this A is all. Okay, all means everything is positive in the first quadrant. So sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, everything is positive. There's no negative ratios. Okay, so you guys can copy that down. Sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, cotangent, everything is positive in this first quadrant. Okay. Second quadrant, S represents sine, but sine and whatever is related to it. So sine and cosecant are reciprocal, so they're going to share the same behavior. So only sine and cosecant are positive in the second quadrant. Everything else is negative. So if you guys can indicate that, sine and cosecant, because cosecant is a reciprocal of sine, so they're going to both share negatives in the second quadrant. But everything else is going to be negative. Okay. Next up, the T in the third quadrant represents tangent. So tangent and its reciprocal, tangent and cotangent are the only ones that are positive. Everything else is negative. I think having that table chart will allow you to quickly know what the signs are without having to do a lot of exploring. Okay, finally, fourth quadrant, C represents cosine. Only cosine and its reciprocal is positive. Everything else is negative. So that means cosine and secant are positive. Everything else in the fourth quadrant will produce a negative ratio. Okay. Any questions? All right, so you guys have the blank worksheet in front of you. I want us to eventually do a practice round where we're all taken together without with everything else put away. But I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes, and we're just gonna see how well we can do within 10 minutes. Okay. I think from previous class, most students were able to finish under 5 minutes, which is, that's not a big deal right now. I just want us to be able to see if we can work through it with the timer. But let's just spend a few minutes. If you guys can just look through, review your unit circle. Okay, there's no grade associated with this. Our quiz is not until next Wednesday for this unit circle. But I just want us to just have that practice. Okay. So the important thing is that you understand, if you can fill out your first quadrant by memory, then everything else you should be able to work your way around. Okay. And then all your quadrant order pairs, just imagine you're looking at a coordinate plane and you're just asking for the order pairs at those points, right? This point here is 1, 0. This is 0, 1. This is -1, 0. So that's how you fill out your quadrant order pairs. Yes. Hmm? It's a lot of that. Yeah. But but it's good that we just begin that practice, right? Anybody having trouble filling out those order pairs? Okay. So again, the trick with those order pairs is from scratch, put everything over 2. Okay. And then from the upper left corner, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then put square roots over all the numerators, but leave the 1 alone because square root of 1 is just going to be 1, so we can leave that out. Yes. Oh, you mean all these? Okay. So we do have to memorize these locations. So think of this as 1/6, 1/4, and 1/3. Okay. So let's start with the middle one. The middle one, you're just adding 1/4 to every interval. So 1/4 plus 1/4 is 1/2. 1/2 reduced to be 2/4. 1/4 plus 1/4 is 2/4. 2/4 same thing as 1/2, so that's duplicate. We keep going. 2/4 plus 1/4 is 3/4. 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4, which is 1. And then 4/4 plus 1/4 is 5/4. That's over here. And then 5/4 plus 1/4 is 6/4. 6/4 reduced to 3/2. And then 6/4 plus 1/4 is 7/4. 7/4 plus 1/4 is 8/4. So you're just taking 1/6, 1/4, and 1/3 and just working your way around. But I would suggest start with the middle one. Okay, get the middle ones are easiest to find. Then move to the 1/3. 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3. 2/3 is here. 2/3 plus 1/3 is 3/3. That's a duplicate. Leave that alone. 3/3 plus 1/3 is 4/3. That's over here. 4/3 plus 1/3 is 5/3. That's over here. 5/3 plus 1/3 is 6/3. That's the same thing as 2. And then go to 1/6. There's a lot of duplicates, but you just keep going until you find an open spot. 1/6 plus 1/6 is 2/6, duplicate. 2/6 plus 1/6 is 3/6, duplicate. 3/6 plus 1/6 is 4/6, duplicate. 4/6 plus 1/6 is 5/6. We can fill that in. Okay. And just keep going around 7/6, 11/6, and 12/6. Everything with a 4 in the denominator will have this order pair. Anything with a 3 in the denominator will have this order pair. Anything with 6 in the denominator will have this order pair. And then just make sure you have your signs correct. Second quadrant is negative followed by positive. Third quadrant is negative, negative. Fourth quadrant is positive, negative. Okay. All right, so
You go to the bottom of the circuit.
I think the key's up there. So okay. Okay, so I want you to clear your desk or just cover everything up. Just practice.